So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily News in Shorts. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs in a very short span of time within 30 minutes. The idea behind this lecture series, as you all know, is that you get to cover your current affairs on a daily basis, but you don't have to spend your entire day just reading the newspaper. Therefore, we will cover the entire day's current affairs within 30 minutes. Now, just watching this lecture in 30 minutes would be job half done. Because just after watching it, you need to revise it as well. Why? Well, revision helps in consolidating these current affairs in your memory. Otherwise, you'll quickly forget them. Now, you can revise these current affairs from the notes provided by us, and these notes shall be shared on our Telegram channel. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section just below this video. Okay then, let's begin today's discussion. But first, let's take a look at the list of topics that we shall cover today. So in total, we'll be covering these 5 topics. Number 1 in this list is Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. Recently, Prime Minister Modi inaugurated 103 railway stations which were redeveloped under Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. So what is this Amrit Bharat Station Scheme? We will talk about this. Then recently, authorities in India issued a NOTAM, Notice to Airmen, around Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, this NOTAM was also issued in and around airports of northern and central India, western India basically, okay, when Indo-Pak conflict was going on. So, this NOTAM was issued for airports operating in northern and western India during the Indo-Pak conflict recently, okay. So, what is this NOTAM? We need to know this also. So, we'll talk about this. Then recently, some good news came out with respect to conservation of Asiatic lions. Now, what are Asiatic lions? Where are they found? We'll talk about this. Then, a very important scenic railways known as Konkan railways. Well, there have been talks and basically the government has decided to merge Konkan railways with the Indian railways. Okay, so Konkan railways that operated on the Konkan coast of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala, well, it is being merged with Indian railways. So why this is being done, we'll talk about this. And in the end, we'll talk about Kirti and Shaurya Chakra. Because recently, President of India awarded Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakras to members of the armed forces who showcase exceptional bravery during this recent 4-day conflict between India and Pakistan, okay, and for other events as well. Clear? So what are these gallantry awards called Kirti and Shaurya Chakra? We'll talk about this and we'll also talk about other gallantry awards as well. Clear? So these are the 5 topics that we shall zero in our attention on. Let's start discussing them one by one, starting with Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. Okay, so Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. So PM Modi inaugurated 103 redeveloped railway stations spread across 86 districts in 18 states and UTs under Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. Now these 103 stations that were redeveloped, remodeled, well, they were remodeled at a project cost of around 1100 crores. And 19 of them were in UP, 18 in Gujarat, 15 in Maharashtra and 9 in Tamil Nadu and other states as well. As I mentioned, 18 states. These 103 stations covered 18 states. Now, Amrit Bharat Station Scheme was launched in 2022 to remodel and recreate railway stations of India. Basically, this scheme was launched to redevelop 1300 railway stations across India. Basically, these railway stations will be equipped with modern civic amenities. They would be created into city centers and many other facilities would be given to these railway stations so that, well, they become the attraction point of the entire city in which they are based. Okay, so this is Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. Now, among these 1300 railway stations, 103 have been redeveloped and inaugurated. Okay, so let's talk about Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. So about this scheme. So this scheme was launched in December 2022 by Ministry of Railways to transform over 1300 stations into modern hubs with multimodal integration. What do you mean by multimodal integration? Well, there are different modes of transport, right? There are different modes of transport. Like for example, road transport, which involves buses, trucks, cars. Then there is rail transport. Then there is air transport, which involves airplanes. Then there is, well, shipping transport or sea transport, right? Now, these railway stations that would be developed under this Amrit Bharat scheme, these 1300 stations would also be connected to bus networks, other rail networks, obviously, with rail networks, obviously. They would have proper connectivity with airports, seaports, all of this would be done. So these 1300 stations would provide multimodal integration and future ready facilities within the stations. It involves creation of master plans and their phased implementation to improve various aspects of station facilities. Okay. The development plan takes into account the unique needs of each station. So each station has some pros and some cons. Okay. There are some facilities in which these stations are lacking. Every individual railway station of these 1300, well, they have individual challenges. So those individual challenges would be addressed individually. Okay. And the aim is to transform all these railway stations into vibrant city centers. Okay. So what key features would be added to these railway stations, to these 1300 railway stations under Amrit Bharat station scheme? Well, modern passenger amenities, for example, clean and hygienic waiting areas, restrooms, special amenities for disabled and food and beverage outlets, because most of our railway stations lack these basic facilities for passengers. Then, improved traffic circulation, creating separate entry and exit point for passengers, vehicles, parking areas, widening roads and footpaths, many other things. Then this is very important. Intermodal or multimodal integration. This includes providing seamless connectivity between railway stations and other modes of transport like buses, taxis, auto rickshaws. And these buses, taxis, auto rickshaws will take you to, well, airports, seaports, or other areas or other hubs of transportation. Okay. Then upgraded signage. This includes providing clear and visible signage in multiple languages to guide passengers. Okay. Because generally when you go to any normal railway station in India, these railway stations appear quite chaotic, right? They are not ordered. And that's because, well, there are not proper signage facilities, signs displaying where a particular train would be there, where a particular platform is, right? To guide you through the railway station. So that would be upgraded and multiple languages would be used. Then, of course, all these railway stations would take care of sustainable development. So energy efficient lighting would be there, energy efficient power, electricity would be there like solar and all. Then rainwater harvesting would be there, green spaces would be there, parks and all. So this would be taken care of. Clear? That's all you need to know as far as Amrit Bharat station scheme is concerned. Okay. Now let's quickly shift our focus to second news item, which is what is a NOTAM? So NOTAM, as the full form suggests, is Notice to Airmen. You see, in many airspaces, all these airports or, well, air transport is a thing. Okay, people travel through the air. Now, these flights, these airplanes, all of these things, well, they use airspace. Now, each country has its own airspace. So, atmosphere above Pakistan would be Pakistan's airspace. Atmosphere above India would be India's airspace. Right? Now, sometimes maybe because of some natural hazard like a storm or a cyclone or any of those things. Maybe because of natural hazard, maybe because of a war-like situation, conflict-like situation like between India and Pakistan, where Pakistan is attacking India through the air, India is attacking back, right? Or maybe India is testing some missiles in the airspace, right? Because of any of these reasons, you would want to close the airspace so that no passenger aircraft travels through it. Let's suppose India is testing a missile. India doesn't want that when it is testing a missile, well, an aircraft, well, intervenes in between and civilians are harmed, right? So whenever India is testing a missile for you or testing any of the air assets for in the airspace, or there is a conflict-like situation, or there is a natural hazard, okay? Whenever such situations arise, well, civil aviation authorities in India issue Notice to Airmen. This notice is spread across everyone through air traffic controls and everywhere, so that all the flights traveling through that airspace, well, they change their routes. They don't travel through this airspace, okay, for their own protection only. Now, in the 4-day conflict post-Operation Sindoor between India and Pakistan, well, many of the airports in northern and western India, well, they issued NOTAMs. That means no flights were operating in this area because naturally Pakistan was attacking us through the air. Clear? So this NOTAM was issued because of a conflict-like situation. Now, recently around Andaman and Nicobar Islands, well, government has issued a 3-hour NOTAM from May 23 to May 24. So 3 hours on May 23 and 3 hours on May 24. This NOTAM is issued so that no airspace will be used by anyone, okay, across this area. Because it is argued that India is maybe testing some missiles over here. Okay, so this is what a NOTAM is, Notice to Airmen. So Notice to Airmen is a time-sensitive notice for a specific period of time that informs pilots and other aviation personnel about temporary changes or potential hazards along a flight route or an airport. Okay, the purpose is, well, these alerts are crucial for ensuring flight safety and efficient operations. Now, NOTAMs are issued through multiple communication channels, okay, online, TV, air traffic control, softwares, everywhere, okay, are disseminated through various channels like air traffic control, flight planning software, online databases, everywhere, so that everyone who has to operate through these airspaces gets the information and no civilians are harmed. So this is what a NOTAM is, okay. Now, in case of India-Pakistan conflict, well, the NOTAM was issued by Airport Authority of India. But NOTAM can be issued by any government authority which operates in civil aviation space or aviation space. It's not just Airport Authority of India, okay? Director General of Civil Aviation or any other government authority. Okay, this is important. Any other government authority that operates that or that uses the airspace can issue NOTAM. Okay, that's about it. Now let's shift our focus to Asiatic Lions. Okay. You see, there are two types of lions, okay? African lions, which are found in the continent of Africa. Then there are Asiatic lions, okay? Now, African lions are a little larger, Asiatic lions are a little smaller. The thing is that, well, 70-80 years back, Asiatic lions used to roam around Asia, okay, which includes the Indian subcontinent, which includes Persia, okay, or Iran, which includes Central Asia as well. But slowly and gradually, during 20th century, Asiatic lions started becoming extinct. And today, Asiatic lions are only found in India, that too in the state of Gujarat only. So Asiatic lions, which roamed around the entire continent of Asia, almost the entire continent of Asia, are now only found in Gujarat. Okay, African lions are, they have a higher number, but Asiatic lions started becoming extinct. Now, therefore, just after partition, India started preserving Asiatic lions. India demarcated various protected areas where these Asiatic lions would be preserved. And those efforts by the Indian government to conserve Asiatic lions have yielded results. The latest population estimation exercise in Gujarat has recorded 891 Asiatic lions, a 32% jump since 2020. Okay, especially this jump has been in the last 5 years. Clear? These last 5 years have been remarkable. It's not just the population jump that these lions are seeing. They have expanded their area also, range also by 17%. Clear? So from under 200 in 1960s, only 200 Asiatic lions were left in 1960s. The number has seen almost a 4-fold jump. Okay? That means that the government efforts to preserve this species, which was about to become extinct. In fact, it became extinct in other parts of Asia, in other parts of India also, except Gujarat. Well, the conservation efforts of India have yielded results. Clear? Now, about Asiatic lions, well, Asiatic lions, also known as Persian lion or Indian lion, because like I said before, they also used to roam around Iran. So, they are also called Persian lions, belong to the subspecies Panthera leopersica. Well, till 2008, their IUCN status was endangered. But because of the conservation efforts of India, after 2008, their status has been well, shifted to vulnerable. Okay, endangered is more dangerous than vulnerable. So that means things are improving. It is found exclusively in India. So these lions are now found exclusively in India, and that too in the state of Gujarat, especially in Gir National Park and Girnar Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay. Once widespread across West Asia and Middle East, the Asiatic lions has now become extinct in these regions, with India being the last refuge of these species. Clear? So they are only found in Gir National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary and Girnar Wildlife Sanctuary. But as you can see in this picture, their numbers are increasing in other areas as well. So surely the efforts of Gujarat government and the Indian government are yielding results. By the way, in your notes that would be shared on our Telegram channel, I have also shared a comparison between Asiatic lions and African lions. Okay, so that comparison is found in your notes. I'm not discussing that comparison in this lecture, but you can find that comparison in your notes. So do check that out, because questions can be asked from that portion as well. Okay, so yeah. Now let's talk about Gir National Park and Girnar Wildlife Sanctuary. So Gir National Park was established in 1965. Girnar Wildlife Sanctuary was established in 2008 in Saurashtra region of Gujarat. Okay. Now these areas are famous for other species as well. Plant species like teak, dhak, acacia, and animal species, Asiatic lions, leopard, chinkara, chausingha, bird species. Okay. Many other things. So you can read up on this also. Alright. Now let's move on to fourth news item, and that is Konkan Railway merger. So as you know that the west coast of India, which includes Maharashtra, Karnataka and even Kerala, okay, upper Kerala, that is known as the Konkan coast. Upper borderline Kerala only, because in Kerala this coast is known as Malabar coast. Okay, so area covering Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and just the tip of Kerala is Konkan coast, and in Kerala it is Malabar coast. Okay. Now, plus some people say that Malabar coast even extends to Karnataka, but that's a different thing. You get the idea. Now, this area is, well, there is the coastline. Okay, these are the coasts. The coast is quite narrow and it is surrounded by Western Ghats. Now, Western Ghats, well, it's a very difficult terrain. It is impenetrable to some people. Okay, and they provide Western Ghats the terrain is so challenging that it is very difficult to build means of or modes of transportation. Okay, roads, bridges, railway tracks. It is very difficult because Western Ghats have a very challenging terrain. But, well, India decided to take up on this challenging task and we created Konkan Railways. This Konkan Railways, created railway tracks through these Western Ghats, improving connectivity between people living in Maharashtra, Goa and Karnataka and even Kerala. Okay. Now this task was a difficult task because, like I said, Western Ghats provide a very challenging terrain. Okay. So it is a marvel of sorts, engineering marvel of sorts, that we created Konkan Railways and we improved connectivity through railways across these Western Ghats. Okay. Now this task was done by Konkan Railway Corporation Limited. Okay. Now Konkan Railway Corporation Limited, well, this project started in 1990s. Okay, Konkan Railway project started in 1990 basically. Okay, and it was undertaken by KRCL. Now KRCL was a special purpose vehicle or a subsidiary of Ministry of Railways. Okay, now it operated independently of Indian Railways. But now Maharashtra government, Goa government, Karnataka government, even Kerala government have said that, well, you can merge KRCL with Indian Railways. Because all these states have had stake in KRCL, that is why their approval was required. So all these state governments have decided to merge KRCL, which operated independently, with Indian Railways. Okay. So Maharashtra has given its final approval. Goa, Karnataka and Kerala had given their approval already. Clear? Now about Konkan Railways, as you can see, this is a very scenic, picturesque. It passes through bridges, waterfalls. It is a treat to travel through these railways. Okay. Now this Konkan Railway project started in 1990. Okay, the purpose was to carry out a difficult task. It was a difficult task of constructing railway lines through rocky Western Ghats connecting Roha in Maharashtra with Goa, Mangalore in Karnataka and coastal Kerala. The overall length of this Konkan railway project is 741 km, and this is a scenic rail route, and it has also become a lifeline for both goods and passenger movement across Konkan coast. Now this Konkan railway project was undertaken by KRCL. Now in KRCL 51% ownership was that of Government of India, 22% Maharashtra, 15% Karnataka, and Goa and Kerala had 6% each. That is why you required the permission of these states as well to merge KRCL with Indian Railways. Okay. Now the question is, why did the government decide to merge this KRCL with, well, Indian Railways? Number one reason was that KRCL was undergoing many losses, financial losses. Okay. And because of these losses, it couldn't save enough money. There were not enough savings to invest in future projects. Okay. Because KRCL was suffering financially, it did not have the money for making investments in various other projects that would expand Konkan Railways. Therefore, many projects were stuck. Okay. There was demand, there are demands of infrastructure expansion, but KRCL was, well, financially suffering. That is why they have decided to merge KRCL with Indian Railways, which has enough capital to invest in these projects. Now, with this merger, now Indian Railways would launch new projects that would improve connectivity, quality of service, ultimately benefiting local economies that transport goods through these Konkan railways. It would improve tourism and employment. So these are the two reasons for that. Clear? And in the end, we'll talk about Gallantry Awards, especially these two Gallantry Awards called Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Because 6 Kirti Chakras and 33 Shaurya Chakras were awarded to people from Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, Central Armed Police Force and Jammu and Kashmir Police recently. Okay, these awards are awarded by the President. Okay, as you can see, this bronze one is the Shaurya Chakra. Okay, and this silver one is the Kirti Chakra. Okay, these were awarded to these people. Okay, now there is a word called posthumous. Okay, 6 Kirti Chakras were awarded, 4 posthumously. Posthumous means after the death of the person. So when a person has been martyred, when a defense personnel has been martyred, then too you can award them with this Gallantry Award. Their family members receive that Gallantry Award. Then we say that this award has been awarded posthumously. And the 2 Kirti Chakras were awarded to the people themselves. Okay. Now about these Gallantry Awards. Now we'll talk about not just Shaurya and Kirti Chakra. We'll also talk about other Gallantry Awards in India that are awarded by the President. Okay. So there are basically these 6 Gallantry Awards: Paramveer Chakra, Ashok Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Kirti Chakra, Veer Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Now remember, Paramveer Chakra and Mahavir Chakra are awarded during war time. Okay, and Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakra, they are awarded peace time. Okay, now the current Indo-Pak conflict, well, technically speaking, legally speaking, it was not a war. It was war-like, but it was not a war. Because for a war to happen, it has to be declared officially. Okay, and Indian government authorities, especially the parliament, has the power to declare a war. Clear? So it was, no war was declared. There were military conflicts, skirmishes, air battle, all these things were going on. But no official war was declared by either side. Okay, so this particular 4-day conflict is not categorized as a war. It was definitely war-like, but it was not war. Okay, that is why any Gallantry Awards awarded for brave sacrifices done by our defense force personnel during this time would be peacetime awards, and that is Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra, Shaurya Chakra. Clear? Paramveer Chakra and Mahavir Chakra are awarded during wartime, like Kargil War, 1971 War, 1965-62 War. Okay. Now, as far as the history of these Gallantry Awards are concerned, well, the 3 Gallantry Awards Paramveer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra and Veer Chakra. They were instituted by the government on 26 January 1950, right on our Republic Day. Thereafter, 3 more gallantry awards were added for peacetime. Okay, they were Ashok Chakra Class 1, Ashok Chakra Class 2, Ashok Chakra Class 3. Okay, they were instituted in 1952. Later in 1967, they were renamed. Ashok Chakra Class 1 was called Ashok Chakra, Ashok Chakra Class 2 was called Kirti Chakra, and Ashok Chakra Class 3 was called Shaurya Chakra. Now remember, all these gallantry awards, all these 6 gallantry awards, Paramveer, Mahavir, Veer Chakra and Ashok, Kirti, Shaurya Chakra, all these gallantry awards can be awarded to the living people as well, living persons as well as posthumously. Okay. Now, as far as the order is concerned, the order of precedence is concerned, the highest award is Paramveer Chakra. Then it is Ashok Chakra, which is peacetime award. Then Mahavir Chakra, Kirti Chakra, Veer Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Okay. Now, as far as the eligibility of these awards are concerned, well, they can be awarded to all personnel of Army, Navy, Air Force and any of the reserve forces like CISF, CRPF, police, okay, any of them. They can be awarded to nursing staff of armed forces. They can even be awarded to civilian citizens, civilians for their utmost bravery. Okay. Now remember, like I said, peacetime gallantry awards are Ashok, Kirti, Shaurya. Wartime gallantry awards, Paramveer, Mahavir Chakra and Veer Chakra also. Clear? So that's the information that you need to know because an MCQ might be constructed out of this. So remember this. Alright? And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But like I say this every time, it will add more value if you revise this lecture as well. So please do not forget to revise it because only then you'll be able to remember all the information discussed in this lecture till your exams. So please do not forget to revise it. And on that note, I'll be signing off with the promise of seeing you again with another set of news items. Thank you, everyone.